Good morning. Woohoo. All righty. Welcome, welcome. Good morning, Facebook user. I'll put it on here. Yeah. Good morning. Happy Tuesday. Good morning, Janelle. Good morning, Rebecca. Good morning, Amy. Come. Say hello. Say hello. Say hi in the comments. If you're watching on the replay, definitely put hashtag replay. Make my screen bigger. There we go. Awesome. Welcome. So, for those of you joining us for the first time, I'm Dr. Disha Phillip, cardiologist who deals with all matters of the heart and founder of the Path to Meditation Mastery and Meditation for Female Physician group. And we like to meet here Monday through Friday, 7 to 7:30 a.m. Eastern. Good morning, Facebook user. Hello. And we like to meet here in the mornings, Monday through Friday, for a healthy breakfast for our spirits, minds, and souls. So cool. Because we must stand guard at the gates of our own mind, right? One of our mentors, Stacey Martino, always quotes, is it what, Joseph McClellan III, who said that? And it couldn't be more true. And because the tone of our day is set by what we put into our brains and our minds and our souls and into our awareness and into our consciousness by what we imbibe in the morning. It's kind of like, I don't know why I just thought of this. So like whenever I ask somebody like their social history about, oh, do you smoke? Do you drink? And like the question is always, I'm like, I never stop it. And all us doctors here know, right? Like I never stop it. Oh, do you drink? Oh yeah, I do. Just how much? Oh, a little bit. Oh, a little bit, right? So I never stop there. Oh, a couple. I'm like, a couple means 2. Is that what you really mean? Or do you mean 5? Or do you mean a case, right? And then I always take it one step further. And I'm like, any DWIs, any blackouts, any eye openers, or a drink first thing in the morning? And so imagine if you took a drink of alcohol or a few drinks of alcohol first thing in the morning, and what the tone of your day would be. Maybe it'd be kind of fun, right? But it would be, right? Not good for your body. And so in the same way, it's important for us to have a healthy breakfast for our bodies, to nourish our bodies. It is important for us to nourish our mind, body, and spirit. And so for those of my students who are here from the Path to Meditation Mastery, Tuesday, we do a deep dive into the 7 spiritual laws of success. And every single day of the week has a certain spiritual law attached to it. And so sometimes with everybody here, it's fun to go through it. And it's really nice. It's a nice way to set the intention for the day. And so can anybody tell me, yes, Amy, girl, you're on fire. Very nice. Amy's got it. Tuesdays are the law of karma. Okay. And what is karma? I don't know about you, but for me, the word karma was extremely triggering when I first started getting into this work, because growing up in my family, the word, my mother would be like, oh, something bad happened. That's your karma. Or, you know what, when your karma is really bad, this is how I end up with kids like this, because my karma must have been really bad, right? And it was always like a very negative word. And so it really was triggering, and I'd get like stuck, and I'd be like, ugh. But let's take a deep breath if it's also triggering for you. And let's talk about it for a second, okay? So the word karma just means action. That's it. Action. There's positive action, there's negative action, and then there's neutral action. Okay? So every action generates a force of energy that returns to us in like kind. So maybe there was an ounce of truth to what my mother was saying, right? In that, for some reason, in the era that we're in right now of humanity on the planet, we always move towards the negative first. And so if there was a lot of negative energy that you put out there, it does come back to you in like kind. However, the opposite is also true. If you put positive energy out there, the positive energy will return to you. So, choosing actions that bring happiness and success to others ensures the flow of happiness and success to you. So this reminds me, I just saw a patient yesterday. This was fantastic. She was, I think she was like in her 70s, and she's like a feisty lady. And she, the entire visit, she sat and she talked about how she was so frustrated with her adult grandchildren. And it wasn't even an adult grandchild. She had a teenage grandchild who wanted to be a different gender. And she was like, what is this? she's like, I said to her, look, you were born a girl and you're going to be a girl. And to me, and you want me to call you something else? Look, your God-given name was whatever it was, right? And she was saying, and then I was like, oh, is that what you said? I was like, how'd that work out for you? How'd that go over? She's like, she didn't talk to me for like 3 months. I was like, really? Is that what you wanted? Was that your intention? Yeah. I'm like, when you said all that stuff, she's like, this is ridiculous. I was like, okay, that's ridiculous. I'm like, is that what you want? Is that the relationship you want with your grandchild? I'm just asking, and maybe that's what you want. And she's like, no, I don't want to cause people pain. I was like, no, you don't. Of course you don't. You love her or him or it, whatever you want, whatever it wants, right? Of course not. And she's like, yeah. And then immediately she started spiraling again. And then she's like, and then she said this, and then she said that, and this is what I said. And then she didn't talk to me again for like 6 months. I was like, And so this is a beautiful example of karma, right? There's an action that she's choosing to take by speaking words that are, it starts with a thought, and then it starts, right? Your thoughts turn into words and turn into actions. And so the act of speaking, right? Whatever it is that's coming into her head, she just like blurts it out, right? I know I'm guilty of that. I think many of us have said stuff where like, oh, I wish I didn't say that, right? But here's the thing. We can always apologize, right? We can always take another action that neutralizes whatever unforeseen negative action that we took, that we didn't, if we're not aware, right? And so this is why law of karma is actually extremely powerful and empowering, because it really is up to us in every moment to choose a thought and take action from there, which leads us to our message for today, August 9th, okay? Meditation is not complicated. It is simply a means of teaching my mind to think in a different way. Okay. And so when Deepak teaches meditation, right? Like we talk about in our Path to Meditation Mastery class, that we are not our thoughts. We are the thinker of our thoughts. So for example, this grandma, right, who's like, I'm calling you this, I don't care what you say. She loves her grandchild dearly. She really does. And so those words, right, those are not who she is. She is a soul, and she can choose her thoughts. And so when we're not used to sitting a little bit quietly and observing our thoughts, when we don't take the time to do that, which most people at this day and age don't do it, it's getting to be more in vogue. Lots of people talk about meditation these days, which is great. But most of us out there don't take the time because we're running on the hamster wheel. That's what, and we're just going. And the thoughts are coming in, and, right? And we just go and we take action without thinking, pausing, responding. We're just reacting constantly. And that's exactly what she was doing. She was just like, boom, knee-jerk reacting to a thought. Now, if you read the book Untethered Soul by Michael Singer, he describes the inner roommate, right? I call it the dude on the couch, right? The annoying roommate on the couch. And I literally visualize like a long couch, like in a dirty like sorority or fraternity house. I'm sure many of you have been in that, okay, 25 years ago, whatever. And they're sitting there in this like gross flannel shirt and like jeans, right? That hasn't been, the guy's probably like farting and stuff. And it's disgusting, right? And sitting there, right? And just talking and saying, oh, what the fuck is that? Excuse me, right? So like, what the F is that, right? Like, well, who does that person think they are? I'm not going to call you by that. And, that's why you're a girl. I don't care what the hell, right? It's just like, so, right? Nonstop chatter. And where's that coming from? That's coming from our conditioning. It's coming from our blueprint. It's coming from how we were raised and everything that we've experienced in our lives. It doesn't mean that that's who we are. And so when we start a meditation practice, we finally start teaching our mind to observe the thoughts that are coming, and then we can choose what we really want to think, and from that place we can take action. It's very, very empowering. You don't have to be a slave to every single thought that comes in your mind, especially if it's causing you sorrow, harm. And harm, I mean, what is harm, right? We're not talking about just physical harm. However, every single action that has been taken in the history of humanity came from a thought. A single thought that somebody decided to act on, right? And so we always have a choice what we want to do with our thoughts and what kind of thoughts we want to have. Right? And so that's why also it's so important that we set our intention. If we want a loving connection with someone, then we have to choose loving thoughts. If we want to be respected, we have to choose to respect the other person. It's a low-level skill set to sit and put somebody else down to try to make yourself feel better. Many people do that. I know each and every one of us have experienced that, right? It doesn't make anybody feel good, right? And when you're around people who are constantly complaining and saying, nobody helps me, nobody does this, nobody does that, they didn't, right? When you're in this victim mindset. When you're in a victim mindset and you're thinking victim thoughts that this has happened to me and woe is me and this has happened and that has happened and this has happened and that has happened, and you sit in that spiral, you can't get out of your own way, and then you've put yourself in your own prison. When you're annoyed, when you're frustrated and you're stuck there, you're in your own prison. So how do you get out? What's the key to unlock the prison door? What is it? Let's keep going. August 9th, Ask and It Is Given. Let's see how we're doing. Okay. You have come to remember that it makes no difference whatsoever how anybody is flowing back at you. Otherwise, you are going to be defensive. And you cannot be defensive and appreciative at the same time. When you concentrate on appreciating, then appreciation comes right back. But you are really not looking for appreciation to come to you. You want the feeling of appreciation flowing through you. Woo! I'm going to read this one again. Ready? You have come to remember that it makes no difference whatsoever how anybody is flowing back at you. Otherwise, you are going to be defensive. And you cannot be defensive and appreciative at the same time. You cannot be defensive and appreciative at the same time. When you concentrate on appreciating, then appreciation comes right back. But you are really not looking for appreciation to come to you. You want the feeling of appreciation flowing through you. So how do you get out of your own prison? You start appreciating. This has been the theme in here for the last week or so while we've been doing this, right? You start appreciating. So for that sweet grandma, right? She could be appreciative. I mean, so many things, right? I'm so appreciative that I actually get to spend this time with my grandchild who's going through this very unique experience. And wow, isn't that interesting? Interesting. Tell me more about that. Oh, right. And recognize that this is the drama of life, right? This is the drama of life. Now, there's good and bad, right? And when we talk about, just also, I didn't cover neutral action. Neutral action, so there's positive action, negative action, neutral action. Neutral action is just like, I got to go get groceries or folding the laundry. Gotta fold the laundry, right? It's just like neutral, just things that need to be done. Doesn't have an energetic pull necessarily, unless you're like, God dang it, I gotta do the laundry. Then there's negative. That becomes negative action, right? But it's just tasks that need to be completed. So, all right, Soul's Journey card for the day. Let's see. There's something really important today that whoever is listening to this really needs to hear, myself included. Happiness. I am aware that being happy means that I am on the right path. All righty. Let's listen up. Listen up. If you're hearing this is for you and me. Okay. Before incarnating, your soul created a blueprint for you to follow in this physical dimension. The easiest way to chart this path is to follow your bliss. Oh, sounds so simple. Life is full of choices and opportunities. Spirit, in its infinite wisdom, has given you the emotion of happiness to guide you. The signposts are always there, but you have to acknowledge them and have the courage to follow them. As you hold this card, do you feel that you are living a life of happiness? In what areas is it lacking? It may be time to be truthful with your soul self. Listen to its language and intuit if there is someone or a scenario holding you back from experiencing complete happiness. Even though it may be painful to admit, you need to be completely truthful. Be mindful of how happiness will affect every aspect of your life on your path. Also, intuit if there is someone else in your life who needs to be brought into the awareness of happiness. This is important to recognize as well. Others will want to learn from you, and whether you admit it or not, you can be their teacher. When you are filled with love and compassion, not only do you bring happiness into your life, but you lead others by example. Be the light. And for my physician sisters especially, we are in a unique position. And this is, I think, part of the reason why Source or whoever, right, wanted me to create this group, because we're in a unique position to help heal suffering, not just in the physical. I know each and every one of us have encountered and recognize that so much of what we see are our soul brothers and sisters suffering and not having happiness, which has led to many of their physical ailments, right? So we are all, each and every single one of us are bright light. So just by a patient coming into your awareness consciousness, just by you walking into the room, you don't have to say anything. You can raise the vibration, be the light. So when they walk out of that exam room, they are uplifted without a prescription, without an order for a lab draw or a procedure. Just by your presence, just by you choosing to be the light, you can heal. Super powerful. All right, let's let that marinate. Get comfortable wherever you are sitting. It's time to meditate. Close your eyes. Visualize your heart in the center of your chest. Today it's going to be a rose quartz. Take a deep breath into your heart and visualize that beautiful rose quartz color just expanding. Breathe out of your heart the appreciation and send that beautiful rose quartz vibration energy out to every single one of your cells and organs in your body. Breathe into your heart love, joy, gratitude just for being here. Breathe out of your heart and send those vibrations out into your environment. Breathe normally. And today we're going to keep the meditation simple. And we're just going to try or attempt to repeat our mantra, okay? So for those of you who have already have your primordial sound, personalized primordial sound meditation mantra, go ahead and start repeating that now. And for everyone else, we're going to use the mantra So Hum. A mantra is a vehicle for your mind, a little anchor. And so we will silently repeat So hum, so hum. If you want to pair it with your breath, you can inhale so, exhale hum, so hum, so hum. As you silently repeat this, You may notice that your mind drifts to other thoughts in your head or your to-do list. It's fine. When you recognize that you're off of the mantra, just gently come back to it, innocently going with the flow. So hum. So hum. Please continue repeating your mantra. I will keep the time and I'll let you know when it's time to stop. Enjoy your meditation. Please keep your eyes closed and stop repeating your mantra and rest. Rest in existence. Rest in awareness. Rest in consciousness. Just rest. And as you rest, I'll pronounce 4 intentions. Just repeat them silently and release them into being. Joyful, energetic body. Joyful, energetic body. Loving, compassionate heart. Loving, compassionate heart. Reflective, alert mind. Reflective, alert mind. And lightness of being. Lightness of being. Continue to rest. And when you're ready, you can slowly start wiggling your fingers and toes, flutter open your eyes, give yourself a big stretch. And you can bring your palms together to your heart center and give yourself a little bow of gratitude for bringing yourself here today, recharging yourself. And from this place, we can give a blast of love and light energy out to all of our family, our friends, our community, our city, our state, our country, to all the countries on this planet, to every single brother and sister soul on this planet. And from there, we can give a blast of that energy out into the universe. And then from there, it gets boomeranged right back to us. I'll say namaste. The divine light in me sees and honors the divine light in you. Have a wonderful day, everyone. Don't forget to put your takeaways in the comments. If you're watching the replay, definitely put hashtag replay, put your comments in. If you're watching on YouTube, definitely put your, hit like, subscribe, and share. And I'll see you back here tomorrow morning. Sending you love. Mwah!